Hi. Do you dread your stepchild coming to stay? Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll let you know every time I post. It can be very disruptive having stepchildren come to stay, and it's a very, very common thing for step-parents to feel really dreading their step-children arriving. It's kind of like you can't stop time, and you know the time is coming. And when they arrive, it's really difficult to share your personal space, your home, your partner, everything else you've got going with a child or children that aren't yours, aren't like you, and although you want to give them the best, you don't really share the same kind of feelings as your partner has for them. It's a very, very difficult thing for step-parents to cope with, and yet often they don't talk about it and would prefer they didn't feel the way they do. So what can you do if you're a step-parent who really dreads the visits of their stepchildren? Well, I'm not going to pretend that any of this is easy. You can't deny your feelings, and your feelings are at a sort of gut level. You can't just get rid of them. So let's see what we can do to sort this out as best we can for when these feelings happen. And the first is to be super organised so that when the child or the children do arrive, there's something planned or that you can do together, like a meal or some kind of activity where you're not just feeling as though they've arrived and overwhelmed you. Be more proactive than that. So don't let their time with you just be at the mercy of the waves of whatever comes over you. Be instrumental in managing the time constructively, which helps you. Second thing is to work with mindfulness. This can really help. So try not to think about their arrival. You've got to organise things, I've just told you, but what I'm saying is try not to sort of dread their arrival before they get there. Work on your mind so that you think about other things and don't worry about their arrival in advance. But when they are here with you, think in the moment. And things in the moment are never as bad as you imagine they could be before the event. So when they are with you, just live in the moment. Think to yourself, well, this isn't too bad. We're all having a reasonable time. Everybody's behaving okay. We're having a bit of a laugh. It's not that bad. Think in the moment. If you sort of think ahead and dread supper time and then you dread tomorrow, then it just plays on your mind more. Just concentrate on the minute that you're in now, or the 5 minutes that you're experiencing, or this half an hour when you're doing something, or you plan to do something that's going to take an hour and a half. Just Be in that hour and a half. Don't let your mind wander to being outside it. And you'll find that you actually enjoying yourself a little bit more that way than working with your fear of anticipation of what might be or might happen. The third thing is, and it can help if you're being mindful too, is to try and work with what you do like about your stepchild rather than dreading what you don't like. When children aren't your own, there are always things that you think to yourself, oh, I can't stand the way they this, that or the other. But instead of concentrating or allowing yourself to dwell on what you don't like, bat that thought away and instead think of the things that you do like about them. What do they bring your life that is good? What advantage is there? What happiness do you have in your life as a result of them being with you, as opposed to when they aren't with you? And if you work with mindfulness and you enjoy your time in the present, it becomes easier to think of good things that you do like about your stepchild than dwelling on the dread and the anticipation and having to put up with what you don't like. And when you work out what you do like about your stepchild, do more of it. So if you find you have a shared sense of humour on something, do more of it. If you find you have a shared interest or you like watching something together, do more of it and plan all that into your life when they're there. The next idea is to get your diary out in advance, a year ahead, and keep it going a year in advance. And put into your diary dates when you'll be away, when things are happening, when they're going to be away or not with you, and just to plan the year out so that your crossover times with them, if you're finding that you really don't want them around, make sure that your diaries work together so that you're away when they're here and they're here when you're away, and there's sort of, you've worked it out for the best. You've got your diary management under control. A few gaps, holidays from each other, and they not literally holidays. You don't have to go on holiday to be away from them, but it's kind of like times away from them can make things a whole load better for the times when you do see each other. And then one final thing, and that is life moves on and children grow, and this year is not going to be the same as next year. And one day, the day will come when your stepchildren don't visit you regularly. You see much less of them. And so my thought here is, make the most of the time that you have with your stepchildren at the moment, because it won't last forever. And if you invest in them now, you will draw the rewards when they're older, and you'll have a more enjoyable relationship. So a couple of things about what I've just said then is that A, this isn't going to last forever, and time will move on. Things change as time moves on, especially with children. And secondly, you will get many more rewards from your relationship with your stepchildren if you invest in them now and take steps to, you can't change what you feel, but you can manage it and take steps to make it better. Just make it as good as you can, and don't give yourself a hard time for not being able to do more. We run workshops, sessions, an email response service, and we write booklets. Look at the description box below for links to our social media and website.